Put your fists up. Tip cups to the ceiling if you're sick of feeling ripped off. I let my fist off, get lit and lift off. Raise your hands if you with me and you pissed off. I'm standing on the corner of 6th Street. I'm running out of time for this week. My head's pounding, stomach shaking. It's worth it, the hunger makes it.
Hey everybody, we are back with a little bit more of Complete or Delete, where I go through my Humble Choice games, and hopefully some other games too, and clean up some hard drive space and decide what I'm going to keep and finish at a later date, and what I am going to get rid of forever, permanently. And we are moving on to a new game, and that is Sunless Skies. Booyah. Alright, so yeah, Sunless Skies. Again, I've done no research into any of these games, really. I may have watched a quick trailer or two or looked at a couple screenshots, but that's about it. So we're going in hard, we're going in blind, and I think this game might be keyboard and... Oh wait, now we gotta... What was if I select the game? Keyboard and mouse. Alright, here we go. If you die, you can only continue with a new captain. If you die, you can reload or continue with a new captain. Merciful. For all the time I might be playing the game. We'll go with that one. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, easy mode all the way. In Eleutheria, some enemies will attack you if your headlight is on. Others will attack you if it is off. Good to know. Handy piece of information, that. Log of Her Majesty's locomotive, the Orphean. Our expedition to the domains of the dead has been eventful. The Orphean is damaged and in grievous need of repairs and supplies. We are returning in haste to the Reach, where I hope to make Port of New Winchester. May God be with us. Final entry of Captain something. Fail Better Games presents... Oh, shit. Okay. Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. Oh, hello. March 1995, or 1905. You have returned to the Reach, an untamed, sunless span of the heavens. London's new frontier. A celestial garden run wild. Oh dear. Journey back from the Lucan is tumultuous, but your locomotive is damaged, and Captain Whitlock is badly wounded. As first officer, the crew look to you. The nearest station is New Winchester. Can you get the Orphean to safety? To the relief of your stokers, you find a barrel of fuel amongst the detritus. Excuse me. The wreck of the Ozymandias. The wreck hangs in the sky, pocked with recent gunfire. You and the boarding party don your sky suits, garments of waxed canvas lined with felt to protect against the cold of the sky. Two of the crew are whispering as they dress. What business did Captain Whitlock have in the Blue Kingdom anyways? Why the devil did we trespass there on the districts of their dead? You silence him. Now is not the time. Leap across the wreck. The gap between the two engines isn't wide, but the endless fathoms of the heavens gape beneath it. Fucking shit. Oh shit. Stunning lurches with vertigo as the stars blaze above you and below. The air heavens and the thin. Torn by the end. Your body hits a running board. Yes, your leather-gloved hands fumble on it for a hold. One of your companions throws you a line, and you lash the two engines together. Only then do you rest on the boarding party follow you. One of them forces open an exterior hatch, and you clamber inside. Her interior is cold, unlit, and whistles with the wind. Your party's lamps spread buttery light over the narrow, paneled passageways. You make your way towards the hold, stepping over bodies crumpled in the corridor. Unfortunately, your way is blocked. A bulkhead has been mangled inward by a well-aimed barrage. Clear the obstruction way, lead your party on a more precarious path. Locate a length of pipe, use a priority of the road. This will test your iron skill. Iron is the skill of confronting and overcoming. Go back out the enemy, so climb past the blockage and enter through the window, and do so carefully. This is the skill of deceiving and evading. Well, I am all about confronting and overcoming. This is kind of like a more active 60 parsecs in a way. As you strain against the stubborn steel, you remember an event from a year ago. A boiler explosion had trapped an engineer under a tangle of plating and pipework. The captain was the first on the scene. You were second. Together, you managed to pry the wreckage upwards enough for you to crawl beneath it, while the captain braced the bar back across her back. By all means, take your time, she grunted, and dragged the engineer out. Back in the present, the twisted bulkhead yields. Your companions clear the exposed rubble. The way is clear. You've reached the Ozymandias. The Ozymandias is whole. A ruined, smashed cargo and spilled supplies. Hopefully, somewhere in the detritus, you can find parts to repair the Orphan and restock your supplies. Renewed! You find enough food and gear to restock your supplies, and enough spare parts to make necessary repairs to the Orphan. The food will need to be thoroughly thawed, of course, but you've eaten worse in the skies. Oh, cries one of your party, prying the lid off a long crate and holds a cannon still nestled in straw. Another crewman pulls a battered birdcage from a pile of ruined cargo. Within the cage, something winged and furry opens a sullen eye. You examine your finds. Jesus H. Mount the Jerusalem cannon on the Orphan. Long Juddering Creek and your boarding party exchange nervous glances. From the chaos of the hold, you have retrieved repairs and supplies and discovered some useful equipment. A gun that could be mounted on your locomotive and an educated bat. Interesting. Her own weapons were damaged during the fight from the Blue Kingdom. That leaves you vulnerable. You can claim both this and the bat. Oh. Liberate defendant bat. Employ as scout. The heavens are wide, so locomotives use scouts, like bats, to locate things of interest. Ports, resources, wrecks, like this one, scavenge. You can claim both this item and the cannon. That's awesome. The bat treats its rescue as an inconvenience and immediately begins haggling over pay. You offer to put it back in the damned cage. Leave it in the Ozymandias, at which point you become more polite and doubt it will last. You now have the Quartel and Hathersage Jerusalem. Quartel and Hathersage Jerusalem fire single shells at a good range, more or less accurately. You order 2 of your party to get it back to the vessel immediately. Ozymandias emits a long, juddering creak. Your boarding party from the castle. True supplies. Press onto the engine room. You might find more fuel, but you had better hurry. The Ozymandias is beginning to tear apart. You will abandon anything you have not yet claimed from the hole. Press on. Yeah, hasty search. In the nick of time, the wreck's engines are choked with old ash. You search swiftly, aware of every creak and bulkhead, every tremble that runs through the dead locomotive. Finding several sacks of coal, you drag them to an exterior hatch and fling them across to the Orphean before leaping after them. Unshackling your locomotive from the Ozymandias, you stoke your engines and steam away. Restoked, refueled, and repaired, and rearmed. Cool. March 15th, your scout returns and has found something. Okay, your scout has discovered something. To see what it is, open your chart. The compass icon on the toolbar. Okay. Okay. So we want to head that way. Alright. Good enough. Can I set a marker by any chance? Oh, alright, well, whatever. Oh. The walls of the captain's cabin are lined with a hodgepodge of curios from across the sky. Captain Whitlock lies in bed. Black marks cover her skin like a monstrous brand. When she coughs, coils of acrid smoke pour from her lungs. Oh. Inquire after the captain's injuries. The locomotive doctor attends to her. His lips are taped. The captain approach the bedside. The captain opens her eyes, and as you draw near, she attempts to smile. Her mouth is blistered from blue fires that dance along her tongue. Her hand grips your arm. Her skin is hot as a kettle. Made arrangements, the Orphean will be yours. Her voice just a rasp of burned meat breath, but promise. She breaks off to scream a word in a language that was not made for human mouths. Then she resumes speaking English. She is weaker. Her requests a little more than gasp. Promise me one last service. Promise. You will need your rest, my dear. Yeah, the doctor clearly has no idea what to do. Walls of the captain. I have an engine to command, damn you. You leave the cabin and scorched stink of it far behind and return to the bridge. New Winchester is further than you'd like, and the captain hasn't long left. Oh, that's a wall. Alright, so it does overheat. Good to know. Oh, gotta get some loot. Alright, you coast into the bustle of the din, the soot and the steam of Wolvesy, or yeah, it's Wolvesy. Anyways, Wolvesy Station. It is clogged with other engines, scrappy mining locomotives from Lustrum Way, weathered explorers gleaming with frost, sleek company vessels with bright brass fittings. No sooner have you pulled into the sidings than a brusque station master bustles over. He requests to come on board. I must speak with your captain. He insists, brandishing the ledger, the usual formalities. The crew exchange bleak, wordless looks. The Orphean feels suddenly more empty. The station master, the station master looks confused. You inform him that unfortunately Captain Whitlock has just passed. Ah, he says, sorry to hear that. Very sad, very sad. He waits for the considers for an appropriate minute and a half before continuing. Alas, even amidst the tragedy, the cogs of bureaucracy must turn. If Captain Whitlock is deceased, the stationary authority require their answers from his first officer. He dons a set of spectacles, locates his pen, and will be relatively painless. Name, background, purpose of visit, etc., etc. Shall we begin? Whew. Kind of a worried game, but oh well. Oh, create your captain. So what's my origin story, I guess, here? Hey, is that it? Street urchin. No parents, no laws, no masters, but also no roof over your head. No money and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. You'll begin with high veils, the skill of evading and deceiving. Soldier. Yours was not to reason why, yours was but to do and die. You will begin with high iron, the skills of confronting and overcoming. Not really a soldier type, mind you, but a poet. The pen, the ink, the blank, monstrous page. You will begin with high arts, the skill of convincing and enduring. An academic, a student of the sciences, the arts of philosophy. You will begin the student of the sciences, the arts of philosophy. You will begin with higher mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. Yeah, you're highest on the list so far. A priest. Hymns and hymnals, Sundays and sermons. You will begin with the hearts and the skill of convincing and enduring. No, thank you. A sailor. You roved the mournful, merciless waters of the undersea. You will begin with high iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming. Maybe. A minister auditor. For a time you served at the Ministry of Public Decency, which has become Her Majesty's preferred instrument. You will begin with high mirrors, the skill of investigating and deducing. Or a revolutionary. The world is broken. One way for the rich, another for the poor. You decided to do something about it. You will begin with high veils, the skill of evading and deceiving. See, I would take revolutionary, but I'm not about the evading and the deceiving, so we're going to go with academic, bro. Bam. Whew, alright. You were an academic. Perhaps you were educated at one of the esteemed colleges or Bethnic or Somerset. Perhaps you taught yourself through trial and error and grit. Bam on that second one. Anyways, the practical sciences. Engineering, chemistry, anatomy, everything you need to break something apart and put it back together. Increase your iron, the skill of confronting and overcoming, and affiliates you with the academia. I like that one. The language of the heavens, they call it correspondence. The oldest alphabets of the maddening revelatory, and the associationally inflammatory. Heart skill of convincing and enduring, and then the affiliates you with the academe. Correspondence. The oldest of alphabets, it is maddening, revelatory, and occasionally inflammatory. Literature, one of the most indulgent of studies, now the most sedacious. Oh, the Ministry of Public Decency has gutted libraries. Increase your veils, the skill of deceiving and evading, and affiliates you with academe. Shit. I like the notion of the practical, but I like the literature part where it's fucking writing is deceived people, but ooh. I'm practical. Alright, choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Wealth, fame, or the truth? Yeah, well, we already know where we're gonna go. Be warned, this is demanding ambition, best played by a lineage that has already completed wealth or fame. Oh. Oh, you want a comfortable retirement, and by comfortable you mean extravagant. So is this my difficulty level? Gather stories of your exploits and write about them in New Winchester. Even the stars have secrets, but they won't keep them from you. A message from an old friend begins an unwise quest to learn secrets of the stars. Hide what drives you, curiosity, justice, insolence. Whatever it is, it will be tested. Is fame then? I don't know. This has to be the difficulty, so I guess we'll go with wealth anyways. Appearance, hair. There we go. Flap jacket. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I know that took a minute, but let's fucking do this, bitches. Alright, fuck, I wish I could say I was gonna play more of this game, but, I don't know, man. It's getting very in-depth and very wordy. I'm not saying that I wouldn't normally like to play this game, but I don't like this kind of game anymore. You know what I mean? If I want to read a book, I'll read a book. If I want to play a game, I play a game. I don't like something that's this in-depth and this wordy anymore in terms of my reading and my in-depth, where I go with it. I'm not saying I don't always like to play it, but this isn't my thing anymore. There was a time when it was, but just, it's not my bag right now. It's not a bad game. It's really good, actually. The writing is fucking phenomenal. And this weird concept of the sky trains is cool. I kind of like the control style. I think that's the thing. I wish it was just more of that right out of the gate instead of the novel that I'm reading at this point. And basically narrating to you guys. So, you know what? I'm going to say... I kind of want to try it on another day, like a rainy day when I'm bored. And I want to sit through it, but in the end, I don't want to sit here and fucking read out loud, like, at all. I don't do it. Yeah, but anyways, I think this one might be a delete, unfortunately. I'm not saying it's not a good game, it's just not my type, my game. So, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Be sure to check out the Is That All podcast for all of your geek news. You can find us anywhere you can stream and download podcasts, and find us on social media at Is That All Pod.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me grow and lets me know that you guys like the content that I'm putting out there. You can find me anywhere on social media at Beefy Thiefy. Don't forget to check out more videos, especially more Complete or Delete.